post often, but I had something important done recently, and I decided that it would be great to share my journey and experience with any ladies and maybe even men out there who are interested in getting a breast reduction. So, this is going to be pretty informative, and then I'll just tell you everything that I went through. Um, there's kind of like a medical background to it since I am a physical therapist, so you'll get the best of both worlds. Alright, so, let's see. I'll start from the beginning. I've been wanting one for like years, but they're kind of pricey, even with your insurance, depending on what type you have. It's definitely something you're gonna have to save for. So prior to getting a reduction, I was a 36H. And I think technically my measurement size was like a 36I or J, but every time I got measured in whatever numerous boutiques, any bra they gave me just wouldn't fit right. It wouldn't feel supportive. It made me look bulky. La di da di da. So I kind of just tried myself and process of elimination, just ordered lots of stuff from Bare Necessities online because at that stage I could not order anything in store, which is so terrible. So 36H, that's what I told my doctor. I had had a consultation before while I was in grad school. They approved it. I had Blue Cross at the time for my insurance. But even with like having to pay my deductible, the co-insurance, and the copay, it was still a little too pricey for me. So I then decided to wait until I could afford it or got better insurance, so it was both. And the whole process, if you're thinking about getting one, you can call any of your, I would do my research on plastic surgeons, or if you're okay paying out of pocket, you can either do it through a hospital or just through a private clinic, like cosmetology clinic, and just research it, call them up. Most of the time they'll offer a free consultation and kind of tell you where to go from there. I went the insurance route because I think on average without insurance the surgery is anywhere from like $7,400 to like $10,000. So I definitely wanted insurance to cover if possible. And I'll tell you like everything to say when you go to the doctor if you're trying to do that route. I went with, so I had initially called just a private clinic. I think it was the Swan Center in Atlanta. It's been a while. And the lady on the phone was just like, oh, by the way, if you want to use insurance, we don't take any. We're just like out of pocket. So I was like, well, that's not going to be a good fit for me. So I went with Emory Hospital in University. They also have a aesthetic center and kind of cosmetic, plastic surgery department. And I had had my initial consultation through them. But surprise, the doctor that I had it with first moved. So I went with a different doctor, and I think he was like the only one who still accepts insurance because just a lot of plastic surgeons, I feel like, at least in Atlanta, are leaning more towards like out of pocket. Of course, you get reimbursed more than if you use insurance, so I can't really blame them. But I went through Dr. Albert Loskin. He's at Emory. He's super great. Years of experience, and he's, according to his reviews and like all his background, he seemed to check out pretty well. I called, they scheduled me a consultation. When you go for your consultation, you will have to pay a copay, and make sure that you look at whether there's a little S next to it on your insurance card, because that means specialist. It will be a specialist office visit, and you may have to pay more. So my first copay was like pretty high, but I felt like in the long run it would be worth it. So at the consultation, you want to come prepared, one, with any questions you'll have for your doctor, and then basically a list of things. I will say medical terminology, functional limitations. So that's anything where I'm not able to run. So for me, it was I can't run, I can't jump, I can't do vigorous, high intensity exercise, aerobic exercise because of my breast size, and things at work. I'm a pediatric physical therapist, so I can't even demonstrate how to do an appropriate jumping jack for my kids, or if I have to run with them or chase after them, or if I'm just in one position without any back support for a long time, it's like my back spazzes out. So all of those are really important things to let your surgeon know because they're going to document it. And you can also tell them the number one thing should be pain. Even if you're like, oh, I don't really notice I had that much pain. Like, if you're like, oh, my back. Like, for me, it would be when I lounge or lay down at the end of the day. I'd be like, oh, that feels so much better. Not even realizing, like, the whole day you're just carrying around this load and pain. So, and it's pretty constant. So just let them know. They'll ask you a number, 0 to 10. You can answer that as true as it is for you. So, and that'll be a very important determining factor in whether your insurance will cover it. Another thing is if you have any rashes or scarring, indentations from your bra. I used to have them like right along here. If you have neck pain, shoulder pain, mid back, upper back, low back pain, any of those pains, go ahead and let your doctor know. And also you want to check and see, they will check and see if you've had any conservative treatment. So that may be physical therapy, postural modifications. These are just literally insurance flags. Check boxes. And how long you've had the problem, if you've tried weight loss, how that's gone. There's another thing. Maybe even if you've like gone to see a chiropractor, if you're taking pain medication like every day, and I really hope you're not. All of those things are going to be big factors in whether or not insurance will approve it. So basically, once you've told your doctor the whole spiel, the whole story, he will write something called a letter of medical necessity. For insurance to approve it, you have to have a letter of medical necessity. That just tells them it's not for fun, it's not just for looks, like you really and genuinely need the surgery so that you can improve your quality of life and your function. So the first time I had my consultation, I had Blue Cross Blue Shield. They approved it in like a week, and I was like, oh, sweet, but I couldn't afford it. Second time, I have Humana now. They denied it the first time. Little did they know. I was just like not the one to say no to. If they say no the first time, try and try again until they say yes. Their goal is to save money, so if they say no, try again. All I had to do is, I think they talked to my doctor and he sent them more information, saying I've had physical therapy for however long, because they'll just be like, oh, you just need to go get physical therapy. And as a physical therapist, I'm telling you, if your boobs are just like way too big, there's really nothing you can do. Yes, you'll get stronger. Yes, it may help with posture, but if you got like 50 pounds on the front of your chest, there's only so much you can do. So, I also had a physical therapist write a very specific and detailed letter of medical necessity, and I sent that to them. I also was on the phone long enough to get like further up to, because honestly, the first two people you talk to with insurance aren't really going to be helpful. So just keep asking to get pushed up the chain, and if you get to a nurse, you're in good hands. Because some of them can, like the nurse I talked to, she was awesome. she actually reviewed and approved my case and was like, I don't even know why they denied it in the first place. So, yes, if they say no, try again. After that, hooray, you've gotten approved. Your doctor will call you to schedule for your surgery. Every doctor time frame is different. Mine was about like a month out, maybe a little farther, because I had to go see Beyonce and Jay-Z and was not trying to be at that concert with all strapped up. So I think it was about a month. Well, the whole process took, my consultation was at the end of May. Insurance denied it and then approved it in July. And then I scheduled my surgery for the end of August. So right now I'm exactly 1 week post-op after surgery. And I decided, since I have so much time on my hands, to tell you guys my story. So they'll call, they'll schedule, and I'm going to make sure to add a whole list of different things that you should do, things to ask, questions to ask, how to get a breast reduction, and then different things that you're going to have to do before and after.
Who wants to be